program. I'm going to invite people, if you want to like kind of get your groove on, to stand up. If it's not really your jam, then, you know, stay sitting. But standing up, you know, is like kind of gets the blood moving and stuff and gets us a little more into our bodies. And so we have a chance now to also sing, if you would like to vocalize, to use our voices. And we're going to be led in song, some groovy music, with Kelby MacNayr. We're going to be singing, I Hear the Music in the Air.
Well, after all, since the theme of the month is embodiment, I would echo Rev.Lesia's words and encourage you to see where you feel this in your body. You know, part of it's from the music and part of it comes from you. We hope you sing along. Dancing is encouraged. The words are pretty easy. I think you'll get them in a moment. First words, I hear the music in the air. I hear the music in the air. Here we go. I hear the music in the air. I hear the music everywhere. I hear the music in the air. I hear the music in the air. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. Yeah, that's the whole vibe. That's the whole, pretty much the whole song, the whole lyrics. So you don't have to think, you don't have to read anything. It's all about embodiment. Anybody feel the groove in their feet? What about your stomach? Any little shoulder bumps going on out there? Oh yeah, little head nods. There we go. Okay. Now how about we feel the rhythm in the air? It's got to travel somehow. Here we go. I feel the rhythm in the air. I feel the rhythm everywhere. I feel the rhythm in the air. I feel the rhythm everywhere. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. Woo! I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. All right, now let's see what Pablo Cardenas has to say about it. Please take a moment to greet your neighbor, share your favorite dance move, pass on a blessing, say hello. Pablo Cardenas and Peter Dowse. Well, it's nice. I see some people seeing old friends, making new friends, hanging out, enjoying the vibe, finding their own way. Nice. Shout out to that tambourine player. Woo! Tambourine in honor of Stephanie. We love you. We appreciate you. Hey, Stephanie, we hope you're watching online. We hope you're shaking whatever you are inspired to shake, wherever you are. Okay, here we go. Let's sing this out all together now. We've had our rehearsal. We're ready. Oh, here we go. I feel the music in the air. I hear the music everywhere. I hear the music in the air. I hear the music everywhere. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today. I feel like dancing. I feel like dancing today.
Woo! The Elevate Trio, everyone. Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Dowse on electric bass, and Kelby MacNayr vocals and drums. And of course, the VTC Community Choir in the seats. Give yourselves a hand for being so alert and awake and present at this time of day.
Hey, Lesia.
So here we are. Yes?
I realize, I don't know if I ever said, but I learned that song from a guy named Chico Tojomaso. And for all I know, he learned it from somewhere else, but he might have written it. And I just realized it's such a great tune that we should give credit where credit is due. Chico Tojomaso. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, just making some adjustments here so that we can hear the piano better. All right. Thank you, Jamie. All right, so here we are at the Victoria Truth Center on a Wednesday night at Elevate. And I'm going to ask before I go any further, who here is here for the first time on a Wednesday? There's a lot of hands in the air here. Look at that. Okay, so we have Sean over there who came through Sherry Hauser, lady with the pink hair, right? And then we have Vicky and Lionel, whom we met at the Intuitive Arts Festival. I don't know, you guys were there volunteering. Do you remember meeting them? Okay. And then Claudia, who came with them tonight. And Claudia's a hugger, apparently, so we exchanged a big hug. And then we also in the back have Ephraim, who was here a couple of Sundays ago for the first time and has just moved here recently to Victoria. So I would love to give everybody a warm VTC welcome the way that we do it here. Ready? We love you, we appreciate you, and we're so glad you're here. All right, let's give all these people a hand. We're a loving bunch here at the Victoria Truth Center, and so, yeah, this is what we're all about here. We're all about love. The mission that came out of the Victoria Truth Center decades ago was to live life lovingly, and that still stands true today. So even though love can go by many names, some people call it source, some creator, some universe, some God, some the quantum field. There's so many different names, but here we like to talk about it mostly as love. And what we teach in the New Thought philosophy is that there's only one thing going on. And so if there's only one thing going on, if there's this one incredible, dynamic, energetic flow and essence that is the very foundation, inception, and beingness of everyone and everything, then that means that love is all there is, and that everyone and everything is that. And because there's only one thing, it means that it's everywhere present all the time. And not just part of it, but all of it. So each and every one of us, Ephraim, Bonnie, Stephanie, if you're tuning in online, or if you're not tuning in online on YouTube, everyone who's in the room, everyone who's beyond this room, all the things, all the elements of tonight's Elevate, all of that is pure essential love expressing. Energy, creativity, consciousness, whatever you want to call it. And it's always in flow. It's always in play. And so what we get to decide as people who have agency, people who are always choosing, we get to decide how much of that love, how much of that creativity, how much of that awesomeness we want to experience at any given moment. And so we come together for things like Elevate, to not just remember who we are, but to also amplify and to champion it and to activate it in ourselves and each other so that then it can continue rippling out more fully out into the world. So how does that sound on a Wednesday night here at Elevate at VTC? I see some jazz fingers there. Thank you. All right. What's that? Beautiful. Oh, right on. Thank you. So let us also remember where it is that we are coming together, where we're doing this elevating, this expanding, this opening, this activating, that we are coming together in gratitude and humility on the Lekwungen territorial land, the land of the Songhees and Esquimalt nations, whose enduring stewardship of the land, sky, and sea sustains all life that flows through here. So we honor their profound reverence for the energies of these sacred spaces. What a blessing, gift, and privilege it is to be able to live and breathe and work and play and co-create in the shared spirit of harmony, respect, and love upon these sacred lands. So may our community continue to uphold this legacy of care and interconnectedness that the Lekwungen peoples have and continue to embody in all that we learn and manifest here. Haichka. So now we're going to move into some more music, and this is an opportunity to reflect or to tune in, to become a bit more introspective and contemplative for whatever it is that is bubbling to the surface right now. So afterwards, I'm just going to invite us all to just hang out in the vibe of whatever it is that we've just experienced, and I'm going to offer an opening blessing. Gentlemen? Just taking a few moments to bask in this magic, in this wonder, in this playfulness, in this incredible, amazing gift that has just been shared with so much love, with so much attention. activating and animating that joy and playfulness and love that is so alive, awake, and aware in everyone and everything present. And so what a joy and privilege it is to be in community together, to be lifted up so joyously with so much celebration, with so much levity, knowing that every single note and every single turn of phrase, every single chord, every single harmony, every single cascade, all of that, this incredible, amazing energy and creativity in flow, in and at play, the thing that is the very essence of all that is, was, and ever will be, experienced just now as music, as a tune, as an arrangement, the brilliance of Pablo Cardenas and the Elevate Trio. And so just taking a few more moments to bask in this beauty, this artistry, this grace, knowing that as we do, we allow ourselves the opportunity to continue being uplifted, to continue having our minds expanded, our hearts opened more widely, and for our souls to be more deeply and fully activated. So for all of the beauty and love that is present, knowing that tonight's Elevate is just another example of pure love and creativity expressing, I simply release my word as law, knowing that tonight's Elevate is already a beautiful, brilliant, harmonious, done deal in the quantum field of infinite possibilities in the mind of God. So I release, I let go, and I bask in this beautiful, infinite, magical flow. And so it is. And so now I invite us to just ride this wave of awareness, ride this wave of attunement. And as we collectively are so much more aware than we were just a few moments ago, I invite us all to bring to our mind's eye or into our hearts someone that we know could use a little bit of support. Some tender loving care, some prayer, some intention. Knowing that whatever is going on, although it requires tending to, that there is that at the very core of the individual, of the experience, that is pure love expressing. And so let us open our hearts as wide as we possibly can and just know that love is all there is, that love heals and transcends all, and that the more we focus the love we are on the love that is possible, the more it can only be experienced in form. I invite everyone to receive a gentle cleansing breath in. And as you release, gently open your eyes. And then when ready, let's give the band a hand. Another extraordinary arrangement. Pablo, tell us.
It's a piece made for string orchestra from Johann Sebastian Bach called Aria for a G string.
Yep.
So made for an orchestra.
Beautiful, thank you. I feel like that's going to be a YouTube short. Do you guys know that like some of your videos are getting over 1,000 views? Some of your videos, some of your shorts on YouTube, the Elevate Trio, are getting over 1,000 views. Yeah.
I guess I should dress up.
So, and just as I say that, I mean, it's the music for sure, But I also want to give a shout out to Daniela, our digital producer, because she's the one that just picks and chooses what to put out there into the world and does it so brilliantly. So if you haven't checked out VTC's YouTube channel or the Instagram feed, please go and look at some of the spectacular content that Daniela's putting together. All right. So, gentlemen, if you want to go and sit down, feel free. It's going to be a little while before there's more music. So now we're moving into the next part of our time together, and that is to lean into our theme for the month, which, as Kelby already mentioned, is embodiment. And there's an affirmation to go with, which is, I am continually expanding into greater awareness and embodiment of the love I truly am. And so just to anchor this a little more fully, I know some people have been here all along, some people are just showing up today, so this might be new to you. You don't have to stand, just stay seated where you are, and I just invite everyone to tune into this affirmation and just open up to what it is that's being stirred within as you read it. Are there certain words? Are you feeling something? If you're feeling something, I invite you to notice where it is in your body that you're feeling it. And then I'm just going to invite us all to say it together, as enthusiastically or as calmly as you wish, however it is that works for you. All right? Here we go. I am continually expanding into greater awareness and embodiment of the love I truly am. So now notice how it feels after having said that. Is it different than just reading it? Is it different now that it's kind of been sitting with you for a couple of minutes or maybe a few days or weeks or something? So now there's an opportunity for maybe 1 or 2 brief shares if someone has something that they would like to share about what's coming up for them, whether it's about the theme of embodiment, which for those people who aren't aware is the purpose here at VTC. We have this thing called the values compass, which is kind of our guide for our values, our pillars, and our purpose. And at the very center of this symbol is embodiment. And so that's what we're all about here. We're not here to just talk about love. We're not here to just think about spirit. We're not just here to crack open books or whatever. We are here to feel. We are here to be the love that we are. So this is what embodiment is about, and this is what this month has been about. So I'm thinking there's probably one person who has something that they would like to share. Sure, thanks, Keely. There you go.
Well, embodiment is a really beautiful concept because I find if you really allow yourself to embody embodiment, it's as easy as breathing. So it's like when you breathe in, you're releasing constriction and allowing yourself to just receive. And when you breathe out, you're surrendering and just letting go and allowing yourself to reveal and revel in whatever's around you. Even though you can also experience like contrast with that. And in those places, then you can choose to be loved there.
Thank you. I noticed that as soon as you started talking about breathing, I became so much more aware of my own breath right there and then. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Where is it traveling through my body? Yeah.
I'll share this little thing about trees this practice that I love doing, where you go with a tree and you stand by the tree. And when you breathe in, you imagine your cells breathing out. And then you start to focus on the tree. And when you breathe in, they breathe out. When you breathe in, they breathe out. But except it's like it goes so much deeper because then you can go to their cells breathing in when they breathe out. And then you're breathing in, but you're breathing out. It's really beautiful.
That's a beautiful living exchange. Wow. Thank you, Keely. All right. Anyone else have something that they would like to share? All right. Liz, have at it.
So I guess what I focused on right now in reading it today, because I've read it a few times, I think even I got this saying possibly in the You Are Beautiful box one time, because it sounded familiar.
Maybe
Is that
something
possible?
similar.
Yeah, it must
but
have been.
Yeah, there's no repeat.
Yeah. Anyway, I think for me, the greater awareness was what was resonating, because I think more and more of us here on planet Earth are becoming more and more aware of what really matters, especially in these chaotic times. And so that embodiment of love is really the key, you know, to getting past it and embracing all of that negativity and embracing it, I say, because embracing it with love can potentially cancel it out in the moment, you know, in those feelings of emotion. So that's it.
Thank you.
Short but sweet.
Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Please give Liz and Keely a hand. Thank you for your shares. And so I invite us all, just because the month is ending and we're going to be moving into a new theme in a few days, I invite us all to continue opening up to what does embodiment mean for us? Are there ways that we could more fully embody some aspect of life so that we can show up more fully as the love that we are more regularly, more consistently? All right? Okay, so moving right along. Yesterday evening, Glenn and I got a really good opportunity to be parents. For those who don't know, we have a 21-year-old daughter, Milana, who lives in Toronto. As soon as she graduated high school, she went right back to Toronto, where we moved from 9.5 years ago, and has been adulting ever since. And so yesterday she really needed to talk to us, and there was some stuff that she wanted to go through, and I have permission from her to share some of the stuff that we talked about, because it was so good. I mean, the stuff that she's going through as a 21-year-old is stuff that I can still go through as a 57-year-old, and some of the themes and challenges that she's facing and navigating, they seem to be kind of universal. And so the conversation started off like in a really good and juicy way. And I approached it one way, Glenn approached it another. And I knew as soon as things started unfolding, I'm like, this is the talk tomorrow. There's like so much good stuff in here. So the thing that came up for her, or right at the beginning, was she's feeling stressed. She's having a hard time. And so she was just saying that there are things that she wished that were different. She said, you know, if they're different, then I'm not going to be stressed anymore. And so she just was saying, you know, this is happening at work, and this is happening with so-and-so, and this is how I'm feeling. And so I just listened, and then I applied my coaching and counseling and authentic relating skills and reflected back to her, you know, like, so this is what I'm hearing, you know, wanting to kind of like just fix it for her, but no fracking allowed, no fixing, no rescuing, no giving advice, no caretaking, no killing her experience. And so just reflected back, and she's like, yep, that's about it. And so then slowly through the conversation, we started talking about, you know, well, what are some options? What are different perspectives? And so it was really cool, because it all kind of started out with, the odds are against me. You know, the odds of this happening are so small because. And so as I'm listening to this, I'm just going right into new thought mode and just having my perspective of what the odds are all about. But it was really interesting, because almost immediately, Glenn pulled out this really, really interesting post from Scott Adams, the Dilbert creator, I know very little about him. I read a book of his. I don't even remember what it was called. Found it fascinating and entertaining. Don't agree with some of the stuff that he thought, but also think he was, really, really interesting. And so there was this post that he wrote about the odds. And it starts off with, I live my life as if the odds don't apply to me for anything related to success. And sure enough, my life unfolded as if that were true. Feels like magic, but that's probably an illusion caused by me consistently not understanding the true odds of things. Okay? So as I hear this, I'm thinking, okay, well, in order for this to apply, you gotta know where you stand with there being odds or not being odds. And where I'm gonna come from tonight is from a new thought perspective. So I'm not saying this is the way it is. I'm offering a perspective on this conversation that happened yesterday that was all around the odds and probabilities. And so for me, even though this was really interesting, and I thought, well, that's really cool. I mean, he's making a conscious choice to think a certain way. And because he's thinking a certain way, it means he's acting a certain way. He's making certain choices. And that's being reflected, in his life experience. It has nothing to do with odds. It has nothing to do with probabilities. It has to do with his conscious choosing. And yet, that wasn't his experience. His experience was that if I just shift my attitude about the odds, then this is what's happening. So he goes on to write, for example, I'm not a great artist and I'm usually not the funniest person in any crowded room, so for years I incorrectly assumed I did not have the skill to be a professional cartoonist. If I had been better at calculating my odds, I would have understood that being good but not great at several complementary skills made my odds of success surprisingly good. So for me, even though this is sort of a 1 + 1 = 2 sort of situation, for me, as someone who is immersed in the world of consciousness and consciously reevaluating what it is I'm thinking, the stories I'm telling, what it is I'm believing, and the choices that I'm making, and am I making those choices consciously or unconsciously, to me, this is a very sort of external-based reality, where whatever it is that he's experiencing out here, whatever information someone gathered about probabilities and something happening a certain way because it's happened a whole bunch of times like this before, that's what he's focusing on, and that's what he's in part basing his choices and his life experience on. And for me, and for us as a New Thought community, it's about what's in here. It's about what's in here, tuning into the love we are, into the creativity we are, knowing that there's no one and nothing that is pulling any puppet strings, that is making any decisions for us, that we are the ones that have control, that we have full agency on how we experience life. Now, does it mean that stuff doesn't happen that we wouldn't prefer, or stuff doesn't happen that feels negative? No, that stuff still happens. Life is still happening, but we get to be the ones to choose how we're going to respond, right? And that comes down to something called tendency. And so for me, the title of my talk today is, There Are No Odds. Okay? And when I saw this picture, I just thought, this little kid is like a total Weisenheimer, it just made me laugh, and so I thought, well, I'm going to put it up there so that maybe it might make you guys laugh. I don't know. What are the odds? Anyway, so information is what odds are all about. Tendency is what odds can be about. And conscious choice is what comes into play as we think about, what are these odds? Who are the people that are telling us what the odds are? Who came up with the odds? I'm not a mathematician, I'm not a statistician, but I do know that if something has happened a whole bunch of times a certain way, if we have been thinking a certain way, if we have been believing something for a long time, if we have been making the same kind of choices and taking the same kind of action steps for however long, the odds are, chances are, we're going to get more of the same of what we've already experienced. And the cool thing about knowing that we are in control of our life as an experience is to know that we can make a different choice at any time. We can make a different choice consciously at any time, and therefore have a different experience at any time. So just because there is a tendency, there are probabilities that, are available, doesn't mean it has to happen that way. And for me, this is just information. And so I get to choose what I do with this information. And so if it's something that's not working, if it's something that doesn't feel good, if it's something that doesn't feel life-affirming, then I want to choose something different. And so going back to the conversation with our daughter Milana, she was talking about how if life were feeling great, then it would feel like money was flowing freely all the time. It would feel like money was flowing all the time. It would feel like she was successful in part of her career. It would feel like she wasn't glued to her phone all the time and that she could actually be more present for whatever it is that she was doing. And so, again, listened to everything that she was saying and reflected back, I'm hearing this, and then I'm noticing this. Are you open to a new perspective? And the answer was yes, because she wants to feel differently. I mean, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we want to wallow. Sometimes we really need to just be with those feelings for a while because they feel good. But it's kind of like a hand on the hot stove situation. You put your hand on a hot stove and there's this immediate sort of reaction of oh my gosh, that's hot, right? If you leave your hand on the hot stove, for more than a second, you're going to burn your hand, right? So you take it away. Anyway, so going back to what Milana was saying, the whole thing that was coming up every single time was, I would feel this way. Life would feel this way if this would happen. And so what we started looking at was, well, if we take a look at the idea of money flowing freely, from a New Thought perspective, money is flowing freely all the time. Your bank account may not be evidence for that, it may not suggest that, but it doesn't mean that you can't feel like money is flowing freely anyway. Because this is a total what you focus on expands opportunity. And so if you focus on the feeling of money flowing freely, then you raise your vibration, you open yourself up to attracting opportunities and resources and experiences to feel more of that feeling of money flowing freely. And then guess what? All of a sudden, you realize, wow, there's actually money flowing freely into my life. And then that feeling builds up and amplifies even more to support more evidence being found for money flowing freely. And that's how it works. We get to choose what we focus on. And when we focus on something that is life-affirming, when we focus on something that is expansive, then that's when we get to feel and experience more of the love that we are. So for her, she started thinking, okay, yeah, I don't actually have to have money in my bank account. I can feel what it would be like if money were flowing freely right now. And then also take a look at evidence that money is flowing freely elsewhere. And then, well, what would feeling successful feel like? Well, it would feel like this, this, and this. Okay, well, you just talked about that right now with your circumstances not changing at all. So right there, you get to see you don't have to go anywhere, you don't have to do anything, nothing has to happen. You get to feel differently and then have a different experience. And then, not glued to the phone and feel like she had more freedom so that she could be more present in her experience. Everything that was happening was tying into being present for that experience, because all of a sudden she was so much more conscious of the choices that she was making, that she had the ability and the capacity to choose to feel better than she was feeling just by shifting her perspective. And then as we talked, then it was like, oh, you could call so-and-so, you talk to so-and-so, here's a resource for you over here that you haven't tapped into. It's like, oh, yeah, right, okay. Because all of a sudden she wasn't caught up in all of the negative feelings anymore. She literally was not in the back part of her brain anymore because she had shifted to this part of her brain where there's clarity and focus and discernment rather than freaking out, which is at the back part of the brain. So what I realized as these things were coming up for me today was that this was also a really amazing opportunity to practice my authentic relating skills. And I'm talking about this because Sherry Hauser has this incredible workshop coming up on Saturday, which is totally free, but by donation, if you do want to donate something. And she is doing a 6-hour workshop on authentic relating and tying it into New Thought principles, which is going to be so cool. And there's already like 22 people or something signed up. So it's going to be really, really good. But the things that came out of yesterday just work so well with how we can change our life experience. So the first thing was, this is what I'm hearing. Okay? Just not judging or criticizing or thinking about or making labels or whatever. Just, this is what I'm hearing. And then the next one was, and this is what I'm noticing about what I'm hearing. And when I was training as a spiritual practitioner, then there were different levels of listening that we had to tune into. And one of the things that we had to tune into was, what is it that I'm thinking about as I'm hearing someone say something? And we had to get out of that mode, and we just needed to be fully present for what was being offered. And so this is what I'm noticing as much about what I'm noticing about myself as I'm noticing what's happening for the other person. And then, after the information is shared, after the feelings are offered, after, is there more? Are you open to a reframe? Because there's always, always, always an opportunity to shift perspective, the tiniest amount, and you could have a completely different experience of the exact same situation, the exact same challenge. And so are you open to a reframe? Because even if your circumstances don't change, your experience can change. And then if yes, well, let's look at it from a New Thought perspective, because every single moment, every single challenge is an opportunity to tune in, check in, how am I showing up in life? How am I creating my life experience? Am I showing up as the love I truly am? Am I showing up as the infinite potentiality of the quantum field? Am I showing up as creativity, where the possibilities are infinite and boundless and limitless? Or am I showing up according to what's going on? Is my life experience being informed by all of the challenges and all of the frustrations and all of the stuff that's going on around me, that even though it's very real and requires attention, ultimately, in the grand scheme of things, all of that stuff combined together, multiplied a gazillion-fold, is so much less powerful and capable than who and what we are at our core. Because who and what we are at our core is infinite creativity, resilience, and love. And that which we are, which is the same power that is the power of the blazing sun, every twinkling star in the sky, every leaf on every tree, the cells, the opportunity to breathe with those cells that Keely was talking about just a few minutes ago, that's who we are. And we are so much bigger and more powerful and creative and capable than we can ever think. So that's what we need to focus on. That again and again and again and again, until it becomes so automatic, so habitual, that it doesn't matter what's going on around us, because that resilience is already so cultivated within us that we can navigate anything. It may not be easy still, but we can do it, and we know that we can do it. So in the end, I really truly believe there are no odds, because there is nothing that is random. The universe is intelligent. It is based and founded in harmony, in order, in creativity. And if there was something random, then it means that there isn't the order. And if there's something random for me, it means that there's something else, maybe making the decisions, maybe, sort of like driving the bus. And that doesn't make sense to me, because then there isn't oneness. Then there's something else. Then there's some kind of duality. So for me, there are no odds. There is choice. There is conscious choice. There is agency. There's information, there's tendency, and then we have the opportunity every single moment of every single day to decide, how am I showing up in this life? Am I showing up as who and what I truly am? Or am I going to go showing up according to what is going on around me and get caught up in this again and again and again in this loop? We're personally responsible. And so going back to the meditation quote that we had at the very, very beginning, which was inspired by the Scott Adams post, live your life as if the odds don't apply to you, and one day you'll notice that they don't. Thank you, and so it is. So now we have an opportunity, if you would like to, oh, I'm missing a slide, go into some conscious connection through conversation. So if you would like to hang out with someone nearby, whether it's at your table or maybe you want to talk to someone different for about 10 minutes about what you just heard, what's going on for you, what are these odds, do I agree with any of it kind of thing, then I just invite you to find, like 2 or 3 people, sit down with them and have a little conversation. And if you would rather not, then there's a little interactive table at the back. Help yourself to some tea outside, and I will ding the meditation bowl when it's time to come back. Okay? Thank you. 2-minute warning, 2-minute warning. All right, everyone. I invite you all to come back, and the band is going to play another tune. And as they play, the You Are Beautiful blessing box is going to go around. So the people who have been here before, help out the people who are here for the first time and let them know what's happening. There you go. You are beautiful. All right, gentlemen, take it away.
All right. We have this tune, well, being the theme for the month is embodiment. This song came to me. Did anybody have that like 24-hour flu that's been going around? Well, I had it over last weekend, and I felt miserable. And as I was thinking about what the song would be, I was trying to think, what song really speaks to embodiment? And after I got over it, I was like, wow, that joy of feeling in your body and like feeling inspiration and like you want to move and leave the house again, which suggested this song. I know it from a Barbara Streisand movie. And she was wearing a huge white hat, but I couldn't find one. So you'll have to just imagine it. It's On a Clear Day. We hope you enjoy. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star. You'll feel part of every mountain, sea, and shore. You can hear from far and near a world you've never heard before. On a clear day, on that clear day, you can see forever and ever. as Peter Dowse. On a clear day, rise and look around you, and you'll see who you are. On a clear day, how it will astound you that the glow of your being outshines every star you'll feel part of. Every mountain, sea and shore you can hear from far and near, a world you've never heard before. On that clear day, yes, on that clear day, you can see forever, you can see forever, you can see forever and ever more.
Pablo, Cardenas, Peter Dowse, Kelby MacNayr on a clear day. So good. Thank you, Elevate Trio. All right, well, we're coming close to the end, and so I'm just going to invite everyone, now that you have been nourished in a whole bunch of different ways through sound and meditation and community. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better than you did when you walked through those doors an hour and a half ago? Yeah? Okay, I'm seeing smiles and nodding heads and hearing absolutely fantastic. All right, well, now is an opportunity to invest a little bit of what it is that you're feeling, that good stuff, back into the community. If you would like to continue, to come to this kind of programming, if you would like to continue to see VTC grow, if you would like to help us to build community together, then now is an opportunity to be generous with the love that we are as the love that we are. So if you would like to offer something financially, there are different ways to do so. You can do so by e-transfer, by credit card, cash. There's a silver bowl over there. You could just pop some stuff into there. However it is that you are willing to be generous tonight, generous of spirit, then I just invite us all to put hands on hearts, and together let's declare this generosity affirmation. In gratitude I give, in gratitude I receive. By embracing generosity with enthusiasm and delight, I celebrate the infinite possibilities of living life lovingly, and so it is. And so I invite everyone to just close your eyes or lower your gaze for just a few moments, and let's just take a few moments, a few breaths to continue basking in this magic and wonder and sense of community that has been built tonight. How love continues to express from one now moment to the next in all of these unique, original, and unrepeatable ways through everyone and everything, every element of every single Elevate. What a blessing and a gift it is to be able to come together in love, as love, to share more of who and what we are every single time as VTC evolves, as we build community together. So for all of the generosity of spirit that is being shared right here, right now, knowing that there is always more to give and always more to receive, I simply say thank you and yes, please, knowing that all of the love that is being offered is going forth to heal, to prosper, and to bless. So thank you for everyone and everything, for your beautiful contributions, for your consciousness, for your presence tonight. And I simply bless everyone, knowing that whatever it is that was yours to receive, however it is that was yours to feel, that all of that has unfolded with just a little bit more love. So I release, I let go, I trust, and I know. And so it is. So just a few announcements. If you or someone you know is in need of prayer, then we have a VTC prayer team that focuses our attention and intention on the wholeness, allness, and wellness of anyone who requires prayer. So there's a little box over there with a little butterfly in it. There are some forms in front of it. If you know someone that you believe needs some prayer, just write out a little request, put it in that box, and it'll go to our prayer team. Alternatively, prayers@victoriatruthcenter.org. Anytime they come to me, they are totally confidential. Only our prayer team, who are all ministers, sees them. For those who are members here, if you have not yet received a call from a board member about membership renewal, it is coming, because the deadline to renew your membership for another year is the 31st of January, which is Saturday. So that is happening right now. And man, is it ever cool to be talking to people and having these like lengthy conversations about community and what membership means for people. So this is the workshop that I was talking about that Sherry is doing on Saturday from 10 to 4, Being Human Together, a community practice of authentic relating, where she is going to weave in authentic relating principles with new thought principles. And myself, having attended 2 intensive full weekends of level 1 and level 2 authentic relating, this is going to be so much fun. So if you have time on Saturday and you're not committed to anything, I invite you to sign up, because there's still room, and Sherry is such an incredible facilitator. This is a brand new class that I'm going to be co-facilitating with a different Sherry, Sherry Morgan, and it is called Exploring the Practice of Prayer. It's going to be over the course of 5 weeks on Saturdays from 1 to 3:30 p.m. starting on February 14th. And we are going to lean into what prayer is all about. Sherry's going to bring her perspective. I'm going to bring in a new thought perspective. And then we're not just going to talk about it. We are going to experience. We are going to meditate. We are going to visualize. We are going to intend. And we are going to lean into concepts like connection and authenticity and gratitude and safety, because prayer isn't always super accessible for people, or there may be some preconceived notions based on what prayer has meant for you in the past. So it's going to be a really cool exploration and a very experiential opportunity to just lean into the power and practice of prayer. So you can scan the QR code. There is a little flyer on the wall there, but like with any events, the best thing to do is go to the website, the events page on our VTC website, and you'll get all the information there. VTC orientation class. It's the very first one of its kind. The first one, I'm going to offer them 4 times a year. The first one is happening on Sunday, February 22nd. It's just a 90-minute workshop happening after Celebrate Sunday, and it is essential for members, and it is open to anyone who's kind of curious about what's VTC about. Maybe you've been here once or twice. Maybe you're curious about membership. Maybe you're curious about what's this thing called New Thought that I hear of every now and then. This class is going to answer those questions. All right, community announcements. Does anyone have, there's a QR code that you can, yeah. Does anyone have a brief announcement that they would like to share about something that you would like to invite people into? Unplugged. Keely, tell us very quickly about Unplugged. You put a little poster on the wall. Oh, okay.
So Unplugged is, it's put together by Mary Lloyd, who also does the silent DJ events here in Victoria. And so once a month, and I don't know the specific dates, but there's a little poster out by the tea stand. When is the next date? Anyway, you can see it. It's called Unplugged. It takes place at Cafe Fantastico on Quadra and Kings. And it's I know it's a Friday evening. It's and it's just various people in the community getting together and leaving your device in your car or your bag, or don't bring devices. bring other things, you
Yeah.
know, conversation or games or knitting or books or whatever, things of interest. Yeah, so there's, the next one is February 20th, Friday, February 20th.
All right. Okay,
So-
thank you. Unplugged. That's great. That would be a great thing
Yeah.
for our daughter Milana to go to, who doesn't want to be so glued to her phone.
Uh-huh.
All right, fantastic. Okay, so that's going to go back up on
Yes.
the little board there.
Yes. Yeah.
Did I just see you raise your hand? Kelby? Pablo?
So we'll be playing similar a show with similar pieces like the one we played first. It will be classical music mixed with jazz and Cuban music. It's called Jazzing Up the Classical Masters, Herman's Jazz Club, on Friday 30th, 7 p.m.
This Friday.
Yeah, this
Okay. And when you say we, the Elevate
Yeah.
Trio?
With Peter, Kelby.
It was so cute when Pablo said it last week. The Elevate Trio is playing in Herman's.
I know, it's nice that you guys are gigging together now. You weren't always doing that, were you? Oh, really? Oh,
You're 15 or something.
you've done 15.
Yours.
15 years. As Elevate Trio or no?
No, we're just playing with Pablo.
I see. Right. Well, I guess that's.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you for announcing that. Just one more community announcement. The World Conference of Religions is celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. This is something that is put on by the Ahmadiyya Mosque every single year. And it happens at the Gary Oak Gymnasium at Commonwealth Place. And it is about a 2-hour event where 9 different religions and faiths are represented with about a 10-minute talk on whatever the theme is for the year, and it's building bridges this year. And then after that, there is a free East Asian meal that is so delicious that is offered. About 300 to 400 people attend this event. I've had the opportunity to speak there twice. And it can be a really, really interesting opportunity to hear the different perspectives from different faiths on one topic. So if you have some time on Sunday afternoon, it starts at 4:30, goes for about an hour and a half, 2 hours, actually all in with the dinner. And yeah, it's kind of a cool opportunity to hear some different perspectives. All right. We're going to sing our closing tune. So I invite everyone to stand on up, and we're going to sing this, and I'm going to actually ask. All right, so this is a call and response. You guys are going to sing the response with Kelby. I'm going to yank this cord. Are you stepping on the... Yes. Were you doing that on purpose? Okay, let's see if I can hear my note. This is one of my favorite tunes to really feel spirit in the body. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me know that love is all around.
Let me know that love is all around.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me learn from all the ways I fall.
Let me learn from all the ways I've come.
Oh, let me know right, everyone, please bless your neighbor for the week. Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me live in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me share the good that's overflowing.
Let me share the good that's overflowing.
Oh, let me care for those around the world.
Let me care for those around the world.
Oh, let my steps reveal the path of peace.
Let my steps reveal the path of peace.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me serve in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way.
Let me love in a holy, holy way.
Oh, let me love in a holy, holy way. Let me love in a holy, holy way. The Elevate Trio, Pablo Cardenas on piano, Peter Dowse on electric bass, Kelby MacNayr on vocals and drums. And I also want to say thank you very much to Denise, who comes every single Wednesday to help set up and then help clean up. I want to say thank you to the entire tech team tonight. Holy moly. Glenn Sheridan. We have Isabel. I forgot your last name because it's your very first time here. But you're here. Thank you, Isabel. And then Jamie Waters, thank you for being here again tonight. So thank you. So whether you came in person, you tuned in online, we love you. We appreciate you. We're so glad you're here. And we will see you again next week. Thank you. All right, gentlemen, take it away.